So how many of you have heard of the link? So I get questions a lot about why is this considered shelter medicine? And I could, because usually when shelter vets know about this because abused animals end up at the shelter. And when there's cases that are going to be, prosecuted or followed through on or investigated, a lot of times it happens at the shelter level. But what the link tells us is that animal abuse is often the first point of intervention in cases of human violence. And when we talk about human violence, it's a continuum there. It's child abuse, it's spousal abuse, it's domestic violence, it's elder abuse. It's violence in general. Violence does not exist in a vacuum. A person that abuses the animal doesn't necessarily stop there. And again, that's not to say that everybody who abuses animals goes on to become a serial killer, but certainly we have lots of evidence that a lot of our serial killers, in fact, did start out on animals. A lot of your schoolyard shooters were abusing animals. What if we had intervened at that point when they were abusing the animals? How many lives, human lives, might have been saved? When animals are abused, humans are at risk, and when humans are abused, animals are at risk. And we've seized on this idea about the link to try to get law enforcement to take this seriously, because it's not only the veterinary community that is not involved in this issue at the level they should be. These are crimes. And typically we think, well, it's just an animal. Well, it's not just an animal any longer. Society is starting to change how they think about that. Think about Animal Planet, that whole, when they said they were going to have a channel that was devoted to animals, how do you do that 24/7? And it's huge. People are watching Animal Planet. They're watching all of these programs. They're watching Animal Cops. I could spend the entire evening talking about the link. But I had to just narrow it down to one or two studies, so I'm going to start with this one, a New South Wales study in 2002, where they looked at 200 individuals who were randomly selected from 947 persons involved in animal cruelty, meaning that they were convicted and they